Right, so let's have a look at the Leaving Certificate Higher Level Maths Paper 2 for 2019, question 3. Now this is a circle question, so we have the circle x minus 2 to be squared plus y minus 3 to be squared is equal to 65. And we're told that the point minus 2k is on this circle. We've got to work out what k is. So all we've got to do is, instead of the x, put in the minus 2. Instead of the y, put in the k. And just work out what k would be. Well, here we have minus 4, which we're going to square, which will give us 16. Square this, k squared minus 6k plus 9 is equal to 65. Here we end up with k squared minus 6k. 16 plus 9 is 25. 25 minus 65 minus 40. Let's see, we've got a k here, a k here. 40, well, you've got 1 times 40, which is not going to work. We need a 6. 2 times 20, that's not going to work either. 4 times 10. 4 times 10 will work. So we're going to put a 10 here, 4 here. We need a minus 40, so that's 2 different signs. Plus minus or minus plus. Now the largest one has to be minus, so I'm going to put the minus there and the plus here. That should work. That will give us k is equal to 10 or minus 4. So there are 2 different values for k. Now you could check them if you like. Say we put in the minus 4, let's say, instead of the, oh no, this is k, sorry, let's see. We have minus 2k. So we're saying now that our point is actually minus 2, let's say minus 4. Okay, we'll use the minus 4 one here. So put it in. Let's see, you've got x, which is minus 2 to be squared, plus y, which is minus 4 minus 3 to be squared is equal to 65. So let's see, here we end up with 16. Minus 2 is minus 4 squared is 16. Here we end up with minus 7 squared is 49 is equal to 65. So 49 and 16 is 65, so that works. So that's just to check with the using this one here, the minus 4. You could do the same with the 10. You'll get the same result. Okay, let's move on to part 2 here. We have a circle S, so this is our circle S here. It's in the first quadrant, which is important, and it touches the x and the y axis. That's very important as well. The line T, which is 3x minus 4y plus 6 is equal to 0, is a tangent to S as shown. Now the thing about this circle here is, because it's in the first quadrant and because it touches the x and the y axis, this distance here is going to be the same as this distance here, and both of these are radii, and also actually this is a radius here. This is a radius here as well. Now normally your equation of a circle is going to be x minus h to be squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r squared. This is one of the formats that we use anyway, and in this particular case, remember actually the h and the k here will give us the center of the circle. So in our particular case, the x coordinate and the y coordinate here, they're going to be the same. So in other words, if I call my center h, for example, this distance out here is going to be h, this distance up along here is actually also going to be h. And you can see here that the radius of the circle here is also going to be h. So our x coordinate, our y coordinate of our center is going to be the same, and the x coordinate and the y coordinate are actually going to give us our radius as well. Now we're also going to use a formula here for the distance from a line to a point. So the distance from a line to a point is given by the equation ax1 plus by1 plus c, the modulus of that, all over the square root of a squared plus b squared. This is going to be our distance between a line and a point. So we're going to use the distance between this line and our center, which we know is going to be h. It's going to be the radius. So our particular line is 3x minus 4y plus 6 is equal to 0, and the point we're going to be looking at is h. So just to write in the different letters, this is going to be a, our minus 4 is going to be b, this is going to be x1, and this is going to be y, this is going to be y1. So let's just put all these into our formula. So we have the modulus of, we have ax1, so it's going to be 3 times h minus or plus our b, which happens to be minus 4 times also h here, which is our y1, plus 6, all divided by the square root of a squared, so that's going to be 3 squared, plus, and then we have our minus 4 squared, or b squared as well. Now that's the distance from the line to a point, which we know is just h. It's our radius. So we've just got to work this out for h. So let me see, we've got 3h minus 4h, well that's just minus h, plus 6, all over 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, so we just got a square root of 25 here. Here we've got, so that's just 5 here, on the bottom here is just going to be 5. So we've got minus h plus 6, the modulus of that is going to be 5h. Square root of 25 is 5, just multiply across by 5. Okay, so a couple of ways of proceeding from here. You can square both sides, or I'm just going to do it this way. Minus h plus 6 is equal to 5h, or minus h plus 6 is equal to minus 5h. This will give us 6 on the left hand side here, and 6h here. This will give us h is equal to 1. Or here on this side we've got 6 is equal to, bring the minus or add h to both sides, so that will give me minus 4h on this side, so that will give me h is equal to minus 6 over 4, or h is equal to minus 3 over 2. So we've got two values for h here. However, if you look at the circle that we're actually given here is in the first quadrant. So in actual fact our point here at the center is just going to be 1, 1. There is another circle with a center minus 1.5, so that's probably going to be down here in the it is going to be down here in the third quadrant, but we're not dealing with that. We're only dealing with this circle here in the first quadrant, so it has to be 1, 1. So our radius here also has to be 1. So we have everything that we need to find the, what were we asked? The circle, find the equation of S. So we got to find the equation of this circle S here. So the equation, we have this format here, so the equation of the circle is just going to be x minus 1 to be squared plus y minus 1 to be squared is equal to 1 squared, which is 1. So let me just write that out. So our equation S, our circle S here, let me just do this in white, I think. S here is going to be x minus 1 to be squared plus y minus 1 to be squared is equal to 1 squared, which is just 1. So it's just going to be x minus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 1. So this is the equation of our circle, and that's it for this particular question.